Hi, it's Vic. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you how I created this tag. So I'm using La La Land Crafts. I'm using the large stitch die. I'm going to be using the pizza die, which I've already gone ahead and made that up. And then I'm using the horizontal pocket die. I've gone ahead and die cut the pizza oven mitt, so that was using the pizza paddle die, and we're going to be using the pizza paddle 2. And then I'm also going to be using the cheese block die, so I've gone ahead and die cut that out of some yellow card, and there's the pizza paddle die. But I'm also going to be showing you how I colour in Marci, so I'm going to link all the Copics I've used down below. So to start with, I'm going to start with her hair, and I'm using E51, E53, E55 and E57. So the first colour that I've gone in with is E51, and that's my base colour, and then I'm doing E53, so this is a little bit darker, and I'm just using some light flicking stroke movements. And then I'm going in with E55, which again is a bit darker, and my flicking movements are not going as far across. And I'm also turning my paper, so I find this really helps, especially when you're colouring a big image, is just to turn your paper, and it makes the colouring a little bit easier. And this is my darkest colour, which is E57. And again, them strokes, they're quite short, they're not going all the way across. So once I've applied all my colours down, I'm then going to go back in. So now I've got my E53, and I'm just making them strokes a little bit longer, and this just helps the colours to blend in a little bit nicer together and make it look a bit more like it's hair. So now I'm going to grab my E55, and then I'm just going to finish this up, and that is her hair complete. So I have sped up the colouring video because otherwise the video would be too long. And now I'm going on to her skin. So I am linking all my Copics that I've used down below. But to start with, I've got E11, and this is going to be one of my darker shades. So I'm just going in and adding where I think there'd be some shade on her face. And now I'm going in with E01, which is a lighter colour, and I'm just going to blend them two colours together. And then I've got E00, and then my lightest colour is E000. So once I've applied all the colours, they look like they're not going to blend in. They do, you just need to give it a couple of minutes, and then she'll start looking a little bit better. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over the bits that I added the shade in. So next we're moving on to her dress, and I'm using my reds. I have R35, R37 and R39. So I'm going in with the darkest colour first, which is R39, just adding down a little bit of shade. Then I'm using the middle colour, which is R37, and I'm going to be blending the darkest colour with that, and then I'm going in with my light colour, which is red 35. So once I've gone over that, I'm going to redo it, go over it again. I sometimes find this helps if you are colouring and your colour is not blending very well, just to go over it, and it just seems to blend a little bit better. So if you are struggling, I know a lot of people struggle with red, it is quite a hard colour to blend in. So now we're moving on to her socks, which are E41 and E43, and then I'm going to be using the same reds I used for her dress for her shoes. So now we're moving on to the pizza slice. So for the pepperoni, I'm using E04 and E07, and then for the pizza, I'm using E55, E53, yellow red 21 and yellow red 23. So I'm just going in and I'm just applying that yellow red 21 down, and then I'm adding the yellow red 23 to make it look like it's got cheese on the pizza. and then I'm going to be going ahead and then colouring in them bits of pepperoni. And then once that's coloured, I have a white jelly roll pen, so this is my highlighter, so I'm going to go ahead and just add some highlights to the pepperoni. I've added a couple of little dots to her eyes, and then I've added some highlights to her shoes, and then she's also going to be wearing a polka dot dress, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply that down to her dress, and then that is Marci complete. So now I've got that die that I die cut at the start of the video. I'm using the Just For You background stamp, and then I've also got some distress ink, so I've got some candied apple. I'm going to go ahead and just apply this onto the stamp. I find it easier doing the background stamps, just leaving them on the back of the packaging, applying the ink, and then I'm going to pop my tag down on my image of my stamp, and then I'm using a piece of scrap paper, and then I can apply some pressure with my hands and fingers. And I find doing this just gives me a little bit more control of how much pressure is applied. So now that's done, you can see how the stamp looks. I love that stamp, it's so pretty. So now I'm going in with the Wood Rings background stamp. So this is for the pizza paddle, and I've gone ahead and I've got some Memento ink. This is rich cocoa. So I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm just applying my ink onto my rubber stamp. I'm going to pop that die the right side down, and then I'm just going to get a piece of paper and add some pressure, and then my image is nicely stamped. So now to add some colour, I've got some Distress Oxide, so this is gathered twigs, and then I'm also going in with some walnut stain to make it look like it's a bit more of an old chopping board. And then I have that cheese block die there, so I'm using some spice marmalade, and then I'm going to pop the middle pieces out and apply some ink to there. So with my La La Land craft dies, I normally back them onto a piece of white card, and then I add whatever it is that needs to be added. So there I've just added the inside pieces of the cheese. Just going to trim this out and then pop it onto my tag. And then to adhere my pieces to my tag, I've got some PVA glue, so I'm applying that to the paddle, and then I've got some foam tape, so I'm just going to pop this onto the cheese block, and then I'm using a little bit for the pizza, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere that little oven mitt, and I just used a red Copic marker just to draw in them little hearts. And then I'm going to apply Marci down onto my tag and then my sentiment. And then I also went ahead and die cut another tag, so there's two, and then there's the little bit at the top. Can't remember what they're called. Anyway, I've gone ahead and used some red card for that, and I'm going to pop that onto the Marci tag. So I've just got some PVA glue, and I'm giving it a really good squeeze to make sure that it doesn't move. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some twine, and I'm going to put the white tag at the back, so this will give you room to write your sentiment or attach it to a gift. And then I'm just going to go ahead and secure this down. So I'm tying a knot through the bit that I've looped round, and then I'm just going to trim this, and that is the Marci tag complete. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial today, and I hope you give Marci a go colouring. Let me know if you do, and thank you so much for watching. Take care, bye.